All right, my beautiful people. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Brother E. I wait on a couple of seconds for people to join us. I feel a little naked without my intro music, but today's episode is brought to you by True Detergent. True Detergent, black-owned manufacturer right here in the Atlanta area. We're doing free delivery to your doorstep. Give us a call 678-851-2400. That's 678-851-2400. Here's the deal, man. It's 101 ounce bottle, $15 for the bottle. And it comes right to your doorstep. So the question is, you're going to wash your clothes anyway. Question is, who you're going to wash it with, right? So you can make the decision to have your dollar circulating right within your very own community by making the switch to True Detergent. Make the switch. Hey, good morning. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Church Without Walls. That's right. I truly believe that church can be anywhere. It's not in the building. It's actually in the people. And we're going to be going through Proverbs chapter 5 today. My challenge to you is to read this chapter and read it every day for the next 7 days, and then we'll move on to chapter number 6. I found in my life that Proverbs had a whole bunch of wisdom that's helped me to make better decisions for my life, and hopefully you'll find some wisdom in it today as we read through it as well. But yeah, it's just where I started at. When I started to say, people told me about the book, the Bible, I said, well, let me start in the Proverbs, and I started reading a proverb a day. And then I just kind of made my way through the Bible. So if you're just getting started or you don't know where to start, I think Proverbs is a great place to go. At least give you some a guidance as to this thing called living here on this earth and how to make wise decisions for just about any situation. So without further ado, Proverbs chapter 5 coming out of the Message Bible. It's just the easiest Bible, I think, to read on a broadcast like this. Very easy to understand, even though the interpretation could be a little off. But nonetheless, that's what we have. So Proverbs chapter 5. Yeah, Proverbs equals wisdom. That's what I'm talking about. Like that. Proverbs equals wisdom. So nothing but sin and bones. Dear friend, pay close attention to this, my wisdom. Listen very closely to the way I see it. Then you'll acquire a taste for good sense. What I tell you will keep you out of trouble. So here's an indication here from the writer. Says, hey, if you just listen to my words, now how many of you guys know that it's kind of difficult to listen sometimes? Like, we have our own thoughts of what's going on. So it's like, listening to wise words not always like the first thing on our mind. Like we want to do things how we want to do them, but many times just listening is listening to wise words and following will be a better thing as well. And Mr. Powell says that. We are the church. The building limits us. That's what I'm talking about. You studying that Church Without Walls right now? Oh, cool. You might give me some insight. It's just something to go with for me. Like you said, we wherever we go, where 2 or 3 or more join together in His name, there they are, right? So there He is. So I don't know. Eric, I'm not gonna get on that. But Proverbs chapter hey, Mr. Powell. A lot of people just haven't read the book. Quite honestly, they're just going by rhetoric, but they haven't read the book. All right, anyway, so I think this section is gonna be very, very good for us men. Woo! Oh yeah. Oh, the lips of a seductive woman are oh so sweet. The lips of a seductress woman are oh so sweet, and her soft words are oh so smooth. But it won't be long before she's gravel in your mouth, a pain in your gut, a wound in your heart. She's dancing down the primrose path to death. She's headed straight for hell and taking you with her. She hasn't a clue about real life, about who she is or where she's going. Have you ever met a woman like that? Let me read that again. The lips of a seductive woman. The lips of a seductive woman. A seductive woman. Right? Let's actually, let's go ahead and look up the word seductive, right? We want to make sure we fully, I know we got the general understanding of what seductive means, but let's go ahead and just give some connotation here, because the lips of a seductive woman. See, so when you start study, if you're going to study the Bible, right, you want to make sure you get clear seductive, right? So let's really find out what this is saying. Enticing, tending to seduce, enticing, beguiling, captivating. And how many of you guys know that here today that women tend to use what they got to get what they want? Huh? They tend to try to use what they got to get what they want. And typically that what they got is some good looks, right? They want to use their looks, their charm, their body, their physical appearance, soft words in your ear, try to get what they want. Right? The lips of a seductive woman are oh so sweet. That's why when you can find a sister in your life who doesn't have to entice you to get you to do stuff, but you do it because of the woman she is, not because of the woman she appears to be, not because of what she looks like, but because of who she is. It just makes you just want to do stuff for her, do whatever it is, whatever it takes to make her happy, right? Not because of what she looks like, not because she's a trophy, but because of who she is. The lips of a seductive woman are oh so sweet. Her soft words are oh so smooth, but it won't be long before she's gravel in your mouth, a pain in your gut, a wound in your heart. She's dancing down the primrose path to death. She's headed straight for hell and taking you with her. She hasn't a clue about real life. I've met a lot of women who have no clue about real life. They think all life is vanity. They're always taking selfies, looking in the mirror. They're so concerned about their appearance on the outside, but they're ugly as hell on the inside. Watch out. Be careful. They have no clue about real life, about who she is or where she's going. No direction, right? No direction. So, my friend, listen closely. Don't treat my words casually. Keep your distance from such a woman. Keep every man that's here today, say in the comments below, keep my distance from such a woman, from the seductress. Keep your distance from, and you want to teach, you want to teach your sons this too, right? Because you know they're gonna go through adolescence, they're gonna go through puberty, and they're gonna be attracted to the appearance of the woman, and they need to learn how to keep their distance from this seductress. Keep your distance from such a woman. Absolutely stay out of her neighborhood. She doesn't want to you don't want to squander your wonderful life, to waste your precious life among the hard-hearted. Why should you allow strangers to take advantage of you? Why be exploited by those who care nothing for you? You don't want to end your life full of regrets, nothing but sin and bones, saying, oh, why didn't I do what they told me? Why did I reject a disciplined life? Why did I reject a disciplined life? A disciplined life. All right, now, guys, I'm going to look up the word discipline because I know we know what it means, but sometimes it's getting a little bit more of this dictionary in us. Discipline. You know what is dictionary? Having or exhibited discipline or rigorous. Let's look up discipline. Discipline, training to act in accordance with rules. Activity, exercise, or a regimen that develops or improves a skill. The rigor or training effect of experience and adversity. Behavior in according to rules of conduct. Behavior and order maintained by training. I like this one. By training and control. Training and control. A disciplined life, having control of your life. And for us brothers, right? For us brothers, having control of our eyes, right? How many of you guys would tell the truth and say that you had to overcome your own eyes? Like you had to, you know, when you see a fine sister walking by, you know, at one point in time you couldn't help but look, but now you've matured and you've trained your eyes to keep it from the neck up as much as possible. It still happens, but as much as possible, right? You still, you know what I'm saying, you're paying attention to that face versus the rest of the body, right? Have you gotten that point where you've leveled up in manhood, you've grown in maturity, right? By learning to respect the woman, by paying more attention to what's up here than what's down there. Hey, let's just keep it real. let's just keep it real. So behavior in accordance with rules of conduct, behavior in order maintained by training and control. You have to train your eyes. You got to train them in order to control them. Repeat that again. You must first train them, your eyes, your hands. You got to train them in order to control them. Ooh, there's some good stuff here. Brother, he's in the building. Must first to train them in order to control them. All right. So why should you allow strangers to take advantage of you? Why be exploited by those who care nothing for you? You don't want to end your life full of regrets, nothing but sin and bones, saying, oh, why didn't I do what they told me? Why did I reject a disciplined life? Why didn't I listen to my mentors or take my teachers seriously? I keep my head, both of them, where they supposed to be. That's what I'm talking about. Why didn't I listen to my mentors or take my research or take my teachers seriously? My life is ruined. I haven't one blessed thing to show for my life. So that was the first section, Sin and Bones. The next section is never take love for granted. Everybody put in the comments below, never take love for granted. Oh, that's a good one. Never take love. I'm gonna write it down too, guys. I'm learning just like you guys. Never take love for granted. Man, this is church right here, man. None all that hollering, shaking, none of that stuff. We get right into the book. Church without walls. This is what we do. Never take love for granted. So do you know that the saying, drink from your own rain barrel, drink from your own cistern, right? Draw water from your own spring-fed well. It's true. Otherwise, you may one day come home and find your barrel empty and your well polluted. So when you make this covenant with your significant other, your girlfriend, whatever you got, right? Stay at home. Stay at home, right? The grass is not greener on the other side. The perfume doesn't smell better, okay? Stay at home. So otherwise you may come home and find that what was home is now gone, right? So your spring water is for you and you only, not to be passed around among strangers. In other words, don't sow your oats all over the place, okay? Don't sow your oats all over the place. You're going to sow your oats in your oat maker, Don't sow your oats all over the place, right? We got to get back to this type of teaching, man, right? Because we see in our community that our young boys are sowing their oats everywhere, right? And they find themselves in child support. They find themselves with garnished wages. They find themselves not being able to build because they got to find a way to take care of home. And quite honestly, some of them can't even take care of home. I mean, when you are on a little low wage and you got 5, 6 kids with 5, 6 different baby mama, that's a whole bunch of drama, stress, dysfunction. And then can you even really afford all the babies that you're making? So let's just keep it real. You know what I mean? We need to have real talk. We got to teach our young children, our young boys, especially because they're the ones that's running up in them, right? To stay at home, right? and not sow their oats, to wait, be patient. Something got to start having the teaching. He said economically disadvantaged, right? I mean, but and here's my thing, like, but it starts really with the lack of discipline, right? The lack of discipline, you know what I mean, leads to economically disadvantaged. Now, I can see if they were disadvantaged by some type of rule, law, something that happened. But when you put yourself in position where you can't finance your own family, of being economically disadvantaged, not no one else, right? So sometimes we got to take ownership to the decisions that we made and the consequences that which came with them. So spring water is for you and you only, not to be passed around among strangers. Bless. You know what? You ever thought about this? Like getting the wrong person pregnant? Like this is, you know what I mean? It was fun, but then it got real. And you were like, what the heck did I do? Or whatever, right? This was not the person, that I saw as being the mother of my child. Yeah, it was fun, but now this is the mama of my child. And now I got to deal with this for the next 20 some odd years. This woman who was not fit to be the woman of my child, but yet I put her in that position. I set her on that throne because of me wanting to sow my oats. Yeah, so say other priorities to focus on. We got to keep, sometimes, you know what? That's good. That's a good point, Ms. Wilson. Sometimes if you just get busy, you get too busy to get busy. If you know what I'm saying. Like if you're busy, productive, if you're so productive in your life and you got all these things that you're focusing on, sometimes you're just too productive to get busy. And I know you guys say, I ain't never too productive to get busy, but I'm just saying, from sun up to sundown, you like, by the time you think, I ain't called nobody, I ain't trying to hit nobody up, I ain't trying to go holler at nobody, I ain't trying to get over nobody's house. I'm just been too productive to be even thinking about getting busy. You know what I'm saying? Let's just keep it real. So enjoy the wife you married as a young man. Lovely as an angel, beautiful as a rose. Don't ever quit taking delight in her body. That is a key point. I don't know who's married here today, but have you, if you are, or you watch this later, have you gotten to the point in your union that you stopped taking delight in her body? Woo, that's heavy. Have you gotten to the point in your union? Have you gotten to the point in your marriage? Have you gotten to the point in this relationship where you stop taking delight in her body? And what happens there, right? When you stop taking delight in her body, you leave yourself open to start paying attention to other people's body. Because as a man, let's just keep it real. We are visual people. We're visual specimens, right? We like to see, right? But if we just take delight in her, the body that's been given to us, the body that's a part of our union, we got something at home. And we take delight in her body, right? Every inch of it. from the crown to the toe, right? Never quit taking delight in her body. Man, oh man. I don't know, I ain't got no rings. I'm just saying, you married people, me and tell me about that. You know what I'm saying? Never take her love for granted. Never take her love. Let's write that one more time. Never take her love for granted. And I think that this is something that plagues our community. Taking her love. Never take. I'm writing it down too, guys. Oh, I'm learning right along with you. Love. Sometimes when you write or type, you know what I mean, make it a little bit more functional for you. Never take a love for granted. So, say here, teach our sons that the decision to have a child is theirs first. They have the choice to release their seed in her or not, to enter her covered or not at all. The choice of a baby is theirs first. One of the problems that boys and men think that the choice to have a baby is the woman's. And that's a woman speaking. Woo! It's getting hot in here. Teach our sons that the decision to have a child is theirs first. Woo! Might want to keep that up for a little bit. Let y'all read that yourself. So never take her love for granted. Why would you trade enduring intimacies for cheap thrills with a whore? Oh, it's getting real up in here. Why would you trade enduring intimacies for cheap thrills with a whore? Oh, y'all know the Bible talk like that. Y'all thought the Bible had all nice words. Why would you trade enduring intimacies for cheap thrills with a whore? For dalliance with a promiscuous stranger. Now, I don't know what the word dalliance means, but I got an idea. That's gonna one more dictionary word. We got dalliance. I'm pretty sure that's pretty simple. So dalliance is this. Let me put that in there for you guys. Dalliance. Dalliance. So dalliance is a trifling away of time, dawdling, right? Why would you trade enduring intimacies for cheap thrills with a whore? For dalliance or dawdling or trifling time, a trifling time with a promiscuous stranger. Man, woo! It's getting real in here. Encounters, right? Hey, I like to find it. So encounters, okay, that's good. That sounds like a good word too. All right, so men, you know what I'm saying? This is the book of Proverbs, and it has a whole bunch for everybody, but it's specifically talking to a father talking to a son. So there's some accountability, there's some responsibility for us as men, especially if we are men of the word, that we have to not just hear this word, but apply it into our life and also be the father to our son and teach them these very same principles. So mark well that God doesn't miss a move you make. He's aware of every step you take, and this is for everybody. The shadow of your sin will overtake you. You'll find yourself stumbling all over yourself in the dark. Death is the reward of an undisciplined life. I'm going to put that in the comments below. Death is the reward of an undisciplined life. And your foolish decisions trap you in a dead end. Your foolish decisions trap you in a dead end. Now, here's the deal, guys. Let's all just be honest. We've made some foolish decisions in our life, right? We've made some foolish decisions, and God is actually a merciful God who's actually extended mercy to us, that we didn't have to pay the reward of death for some of our undisciplined life. We didn't have to pay the reward of being a dead end, right? That all comes down to us deciding that we're going to turn away from our foolish ways. It says that when I was a child, I thought like a child, I acted like a child, I talked like a child. But now that I'm a man, I put away childish behavior. You got to ask yourself, I'm talking specifically to the men, but obviously to everyone, because the word applies to everyone. Have you made the decision to put away childish behavior, foolish behavior, behavior of an undisciplined life that leads you to death? Yes, many forms of death. So yeah, that's a good thing. So what are some different forms of death, right? Because I know when we say death, we just may talk about physically dying or physically passing this earth. But what are some other forms of death, right? That you can find yourself in because of an undisciplined life, right? What are some other forms of death? I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of time to think about that later in the comments below. Some other forms of death that comes as a reward for an undisciplined life, right? I would say, financial death, or I call it financial purgatory, where you are so knee deep in debt that you feel like you're dying, you're grasping for air because of some of the decisions that you made, foolish decisions that you made that have trapped you, and you've become a slave to your borrower. The undisciplined life, wanting to get something that you can't afford, and therefore you put it on your future, not knowing that your future is not promised. You got a financial death. Miss Richardson said, dying spiritually. Dying spiritually. I don't know what she means by that, but yeah, your soul, right? What does it profit a man to gain the whole world but lose his own soul, right? Losing your own soul. And so a spiritual death. Justin said, hey, from an undisciplined life, you can have a mental death, right? At one point in time, you were sane as a whistle, but now you have become insane because of some of the decisions that you made, the foolish decisions that you made, which have trapped your mind, right? And some of the decisions that you made from the reward from your undisciplined life is now giving you a mental death. You can't think straight. You can't hear straight, right? So different forms of death come from an undisciplined life. And I would hope that today, just by reading this and going through the word, that you would make a decision that you're going to discipline your life. You're going to lead a disciplined life so that you can have all the fruits and the benefits and the rewards that come with a disciplined life. And you can walk away from death today, and you can make a decision that you're going to choose life. So if you find yourself dying spiritually, you got to make a decision that you're going to choose life spiritually. You find yourself mentally dying, you got to make a decision today that you're going to choose the mental life, right? Katrina says, it says death of a dream. Oh my goodness. Woo! Oh my goodness. The death of a dream. Loss of confidence in yourself due to procrastination. The death of a dream. Oh my goodness. Alana says this. She says you lose yourself when you're caught up in foolishness. It destroys you from the inside out. Destroys you from the inside out. Death of a dream. Oh my goodness. Woo! Justin says this, motivational death. No motivation to drive, no ambition. Yeah, so all of them have some very similar, equal parts to them. I mean, I don't know if anyone's worse or better or worse than anyone. I mean, but I can relate to some of these. Like, man, can you imagine you just have no dream, you have no motivation, you're stuck in financial purgatory, you're spiritually dying, your mental capacities are waning because you're not using them. That's not the life that you want to live. You want to live a life of abundance, of joy, of everlasting, the disciplined life that leads you to have all the wonderful things of this world, and also leads you to bring heaven down onto earth. Well, this is Brother E, and this is our time here, man. Church Without Walls. It doesn't take a whole lot, guys. It's all about us coming together, going in the word, and we get what we need right from the word. And I just believe that where 2 or 3 are joined together, no matter how far we may be apart, no matter what that is, there's some connection here just through this component called the internet. And we have church right here with no passing of the plate. And here's what I would say. If you want to pass the plate, go ahead and make that donation to the man that's on the street today. Go ahead and make that donation to that homeless person or that hungry person. Make that donation there. No need to send any money here because we just got in the word. The word told us to be a little bit more disciplined. So why not make a contribution to those who need it the most? Well, it's ERGJ or Brother E with Church Without Walls. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Again, you want to read this chapter 5, one day, at least once a day for the next 5 days or next 7 days until we come back with chapter 6 next Sunday. And that way you can get it in you, right? Maybe there's something that you're going to pick up on tomorrow that we didn't go over today, right? Maybe there's going to be something in 2 days a day you pick up on that we didn't capture today. And it's going to be specifically for you. So I believe that God wants to speak to you. And sometimes you just got to read the book for yourself and you get the word for yourself. All right, guys, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful, blessed week. See you guys next week. That's all I got. I ain't got no music. I need some music. I need some music. I gotta give me something. All right, catch you guys later.